All right, this is part of this amazing CEO team and system. You don't have to know everything. And by the way, you're going to be bad before you're going to be good, and you're going to be good before you're great, and you're going to have to be great before you become interstellar. All right, and today, hey Vivian, welcome. Glad to have you here. So today we're going to dive in. I've got an awesome agenda for you. And we're going to be diving into how to be rock stars, CEO rock stars in social media. Okay. And the first thing I want to tell you is that you want to absolutely combine your social media efforts with your networking efforts. If you've ever read, if you've ever read the Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien, right, from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. There are two towers. Those are evil towers, by the way, but I think it's still a great analogy. You have to have two towers to be wildly successful. Next generation success in our industry comes from building two towers, two skill sets. The networking tower, okay? You are networking with people who know, like, and trust you. Networking with these people that are in that inner circle, if you will, or within your spheres of influence. Some people might be on the first floor because you talk to them every day, the ground floor. Others might be on the 21st floor of your tower, but you're still connected to them. And there's some familiarity, a knowledge, a like of, and a trust, right? You want to become expert master networkers in that tower. That is the golden goose. Okay, I'll tell you, if you have a 100-story tower, you don't need to do anything else. Okay. Like, why do you do marketing? Let me ask you this. If whatever business you're in, okay, I don't know, randomly, realty. Let's say that you show houses and you're a real estate professional. I don't know who's on here who done that. Okay, so Heidi, been doing that for decades, super good at. Heidi, are you going to spend any time marketing, like online marketing, paid advertising, networking events? Are you going to do any of that?
Yes.
If you have clients, high potential divine clients calling you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you don't even have time to get back to all those clients, are you going to spend any time marketing?
No, I just go, yeah, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, here's why do we market? Because you don't have clients 24 hours. I mean, what you would do at that point, if you had 100 if you had 100 top quality divine clients calling to buy your listings and to list their houses with you, you would hire somebody to book appointments for you. And that's all you do. And then you'd go do what you do, right? So marketing feeds networking, by the way. Okay, marketing feeds networking. So the whole idea is that networking and marketing work together. Why am I marketing online? Because I don't have all of my divine clients filling my funnels. Okay. And I'm going to give you something that I dropped to Ann DeVere recently. And then we're going to dive into some of our marketing stuff. We're here to market today, but I'm wanting to make sure we put marketing in its place. There may be 4 divine funnels. Okay. And you want to fill these funnels. You want to fill you want to fill the $1 million business owner mentor funnel. What I mean by that is, what if your day were full, as much as you wanted it to be full, of mentoring and leading, strategizing, and helping $1 million producers to produce, and they were in your team. Okay. You want that funnel. I want you to draw that funnel. And that is a business objective. Okay. Well, what if you had 5 of those and they all led different teams? Would you be spending your time recruiting? No, you wouldn't need to, right? That's like the upper level funnel. is mentoring and leading $1 million producers. Okay. Well, what funnel would lead to that funnel? That would be your rising star funnel. Okay. Working with a team of rising stars in your organization who are all recruiting and training like crazy. They were just recruiting and training like crazy. Any of the above activities, recruiting, training. Okay. Let me ask you this. If you didn't have any $1 million producers, but you had a bunch of those rising stars, the blue M&Ms, would you spend much time recruiting? No, you wouldn't need to, because if you had 10 of those rising stars, you'd be so busy, right? So you want to be filling that rising star funnel. And when you get a rising star, guess what you need to be doing? You better be working with that funnel, right? You don't want to just assume that they're going to take care of it on their own. Listen, if you're ahead of them, as you should be, or you want to be, and sometimes you'll mentor people or you'll serve people who are in your team who are way ahead of you. Okay, that's, by the way, a way to get successful. When I say mentoring $1 million producer, okay, maybe they're so much better than you were. This is how it happened for me, that I'm just running after them, cleaning up their mess. It's a good mess, by the way. They're recruiting all these people, creating all these meetings. Like, I'm just helping. What mentoring means: helping, serving. It doesn't mean let me impart my incredible unlimited wisdom upon thee in thy demoted state. No, I'm just going to help them grow whatever they need, right? And maybe you can impart knowledge, but sometimes in this industry, and the best thing that can happen to you is, hey, somebody who's better than you, faster than you, joins your group. What do? Don't teach them anything. Follow. Exactly. Thank you. Help them. So that's what I mean by that funnel. Fill that funnel. Fill the rising star funnel. Fill the new recruit funnel, meaning the new distributor, the new brand partner funnel. Listen, you wouldn't be spending time recruiting if you had 20 new people in your team that you could help start today, right? Right? So you can see there's a hierarchy of these funnels. The ultimate is mentoring and serving $1 million producers. Well, if you don't have those, then helping the rising stars. Okay, you've got one of those. Then if you're not helping them, you're helping the new people who joined your team, right? Like, you should not. Absolute worst thing in the world is that you go help, that you go spend time trying to write content and create a video when you had 3 people who joined your team somewhere this week or this month. I'm not talking about personally enrolled. I'm talking about in a leg that you need to build right now, right? Like I might not be reaching down into my elite legs and training their new people today, right? Because I'm anticipating that my elites are doing that. I've trained them to do that. But if I have a leg that I'm highly interested in right now, and most of you are going to say, all of my legs, I'm highly interested in, like 100%, because they're all under $100,000 a month, right? So that being the case, why are you spending time making reels when you had 3 people who joined your business this month and you don't know who they are? Like, that's a funnel. Okay. Now, you didn't personally recruit that new recruit, but you ought to be calling them. You want to know, how some of this business, and Vandy can attest to this, some of that amazing Hawaii team happened is because upline leaders were pulling reports and saying, who's new, way down 5, 10, 15, 20 levels below, and saying, hi, my name's Vandy Flake. Hi, my name's Seth Mulder. I'm just here to serve you and help you. Tell me your story. How can I help you do the thing that a new recruit would do? Does that make sense? Okay, so there's a hierarchy. You want to fill all of those funnels. Okay, and the higher you fill those funnels, the more you want to get those things moving. Okay, well, if you don't have a ton of new recruits, and by the way, if you're like, how do I know if I have a new recruit? Go to your back office today. And Vandy says she's 10 levels to Daisy. 10 levels to Daisy. And
she only signed up as a distributor to save on shipping. The only reason she started building was because Sam connected with her. Sam came in and said, I told this gal if she comes to convention, I'm going to Hawaii to train.
Powerful. So again, don't think that, okay, because somebody is a new distributor, they're ready to roll and become $1 million producer. Everybody's joining for a whole bunch of different reasons. So guess what? You should go talk to them. Why is that worth your time? Because one person can turn into thousands, tens of thousands of people. I did a call with Japan last night. The field advisory board. There are 4 field advisory board members in Japan. 3 of them are on my personal team. Okay. All right. Those 3 represent, actually one of those 3, the top one of those 3 represents 90% of all the volume in Japan. Okay. 85 to 90%. One telephone call, right? The 2 others on that team came from him, and they're all multi-million-dollar producers. One telephone call. So, marketing is often in marketing, that tower of marketing. We're like, I want to spend my money and reach millions of people. Okay. In network marketing, we're going to network. We're going to talk to 3 and build a 3 who build 3, right? MVP. And we're going to get to 10,000 people. Forget about it getting to 1 million people. Let's get to 3 people. Okay. Does that make sense? Anyway, I'm setting the stage. Before that funnel, before the new distributor funnel, is the prospect funnel, right? The people who are in your recruiting funnel. This is for me in my CEO Pro app, and we've got a training later tonight on the CEO Pro app. I have right now in my recruiting funnel 453 people, my app tells me, and I probably only have 50 people on there who've said, no, Seth, I'm out. I bet I don't even have 50 on there. That's a funnel, right? I should be spending that's like, if I'm recruiting, I should be in there. And then we've got the attraction funnel. Okay, does that make sense? The attraction. Today, we're going to be talking about the attraction funnel. But just know that if you have higher food chain activities, you should work on the highest food chain activity is probably the most important thing, and work your way down. Does that make sense? Okay, so networking, you want to build a networking funnel. You also want to build, these are the people that know, like, and trust you. And then you want to build a marketing funnel, which is attraction marketing, which is going to feed. And what's the purpose of that? The purpose of the attraction marketing funnel, or the attraction funnel of the marketing tower, is to feed your networking tower. Okay. Again, I wouldn't market if my networking tower were so full that people were just like, every call I made to people I know was, Seth, I'm ready to roll with you. Okay. Just kind of understand that food chain. All right. That having been said, we're going to jump into 5 things today. First, we're going to talk about some wins. So I want you to think about, what win have you had social media wise? You always want to be thinking about the wins, and we're going to build from those. Okay. So 1 or 2 of you jump out and say, hey, this was my best post. Why? Well, because I had 3 likes, and that's the best I've had. Awesome, right? You're not comparing your wins to anybody else. Or ideally, I'm all about translation into dollars, right? Don't judge yourself if every single post, because they won't. Not every single post is going to turn into money right now today. We got to build the funnel. We got to build first floor, second floor, third floor. But we're going to talk about your wins. We're going to do a quick Q&A right at the beginning, right? Because if you brought social media questions, I want to take a few minutes right now and at least answer them, or put them down on my list so that we can get them for the next episode, or give you some answers if we can. Okay. And this is just like Vandy's already been participating today. And Joan, this is not a this is a mastermind. Okay. I'm taking the lead because I decided we need to take the lead. We need to become rock stars, CEO rock stars in the social media game. Okay. Our company has not been a social media company. We don't have 5 people in this company who are crushing it in LifeVantage that have 30,000 followers on IG, but there are a lot of other companies that do. And that's because that's not how we built this company. But to get to the next phase, that will be a part, we'll have to have that tower. Okay. We live in a world that just has to be part of the tower. So we'll do Q&A. We're going to do, and then I'm going to do kind of like an easy, a medium, and a more advanced kind of approach on social media. So you feel like no matter where you are in your journey, there's something for you. So we'll do an easy activity profile audit today. We'll do an intermediate kind of activity. That'll be your Instagram highlights. And then we'll do a more advanced, and we're going to jump into some shorts, what we call shorts, short videos, short form stuff. And that's in real creation. I'm telling you right now, dollar for dollar, the best place you could probably spend your time, social media. And I'm not talking about, some of you may have a niche. If your niche is this or that, or you've been writing a blog, or you're here, Like you may be more advanced, but just if you're just like coming into this, get into reels and stories and get into reels. And thirdly, get into reels. Can you see where I'm going? All right. I have a friend, her daughter makes a living. I don't know how much, but we'll say a subsistence. Okay. I'm not talking about millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands, but makes a living because Instagram pays her. Instagram pays her as an influencer, smaller influencer, I think. And she just told her mom, reels are where it's at. Mom, reels are where it is at. So that's kind of our agenda for today. Okay. So number one, social media win. Okay. I would love to know what any level, and we got time, not for everybody, because we're just going to move. But if you've got a social media win, like, hey, I did this story and, I've got 3 conversations happening for it. I'd love you to unmute and talk about it. And yes, Heidi, I will define reels for sure. Well, in fact, we'll do that next at Q&A. And anybody have a social media win from this last week that you'd like to share?
I can share.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. And I think it's continuously a win. It's that I placed a post. It's usually when I'm having the most people seeing it, it's when it's my face. And I follow that by, let's say I'm the story, and then the hooks are the pictures. And the key that I have found it to be consistent in enrolling people and people reaching out to me is that let's say that I had 140 people. Out of those 100 people that saw the story, I have a commitment to reach out at least to 50 of those. Hi, thank you for looking at my story. What causes you, what do you think? Keywords, I don't want to, I'm falling into trap. Keywords, so the people question and then the people answer. And because of that, this week I did 2 new customers.
Beautiful. Wow. Textbook there. This is being recorded. That's a soundbite social media win. And it was activity, marketing, turned into networking, turned into sales, right? Revenue. Awesome. Beautifully done. Thank you, Flo. Anybody else want to share a win?
I had the opportunity to go and meet some people that I'd only met in Clubhouse this last weekend. And TM Hyman, one of the big leaders in Clubhouse, Breakfast with Champions and stuff, ordered collagen just based on sharing the pictures. And then I got to meet Glenn Lundy too. So I took pictures with all these people. Yeah, I got to meet Glenn Lundy and share.
Cool.
But they reshared my post when I tagged them in it. So anytime this was something that I had a hard time learning. I never took pictures with the proteins. I never took pictures with people when I traveled because it just wasn't something that I cared about. And that's probably my biggest regret in building my LifeVantage business, was not getting the opportunity when I had the opportunity to take pictures with Aaron Brockovich and all of these amazing speakers and not taking the time to do it. And so this weekend, I made a point to get as many selfies, get in as many groups as I could, and then go back and start tagging those people. And I've been on the phone all day talking about collagen from those connections.
That's super powerful. I was loading up a song by One Direction called The Story of My Life. Okay, the story of my life. No, right? So here's the deal. If you're like concerned about what is my content, you are the content. You are the content. All right? Can you hear that? The story of my life. The story of your life is the content. So make your life a story. That you're telling a story to somebody else. That's what Vandy did, right? Vandy's on Clubhouse. And again, this is textbook combining marketing. She's out there doing attraction marketing. She's out there in Clubhouse, okay? But then she had the opportunity to network. Marketing has to turn into networking, okay? Because at the end of the day, people don't buy things. Typically, people don't prefer things. The priority goes to relationships and products with relationships with people that you know, like, and trust. okay, if you're going to buy your Lamborghini, fine, you might walk into the dealership. But if you have the choice of buying your Lambo, okay, or your whatever, your Chrysler 300 or your Tesla, or whatever you want, your Ford F-150 Raptor, and you have you have a relationship with two different people. You have a relationship with one of them and it's just a salesperson, the other one, I guarantee, other things being equal and even not equal, you might even actually pay a little more because you're just a little more comfortable buying it from that person that you know. Okay, so beautifully done. Vandy then takes these pictures. She has these top profile influencers who buying the product from her, takes pictures, documents that. You're documenting your life, right? And then you're sharing that, okay? Brilliant, just love it, love it, love it. Thank you. You are the content, okay? The story of your life. All right, Q&A. Let's jump into Q&A. If you've got a couple of Q&As, we're gonna jump into that. I'm gonna go to Heidi's first, and then it sounded like Florence might have something. Define a reel. So a reel is what we call a short form video, okay? A short form video. What do you mean by short form? Well, short, it's 90 seconds or less, okay? Now define, I mean, that might change later, but we're talking about a very short video, information, content piece, whatever that might be. Reel is what we call it on Instagram. We would just call it a it's actually what we'd see on TikTok as well, except we don't really call them reels. We just call them TikTok, right? We say, yeah, I post on TikTok. Okay. TikTok's really where those reels kind of started. Instagram now's adopted those and they're super hot. You can also do reels, and it's REEL, like a reel, like a movie reel. Okay. But imagine it's not a long set of tape on that reel. It's an itty-bitty short one, okay? And they call them short form. What do we mean by short? What we mean as opposed to long form? A long form would be a longer piece of content. For example, a podcast. A podcast would be an example of a long form piece of content. In other words, people aren't going to sit there and take a bite and be done with it. It's going to be something that they're into it longer. Now, here's the cool thing. What do you do with long form content? If I had long form content, I would then perform some surgery on it and create short form content. Yes, you're going to ask a question on that.
Well, it's because I've been watching Vandy's and hers is like a video, but you don't hear her words and she has it typed there. Is that a reel?
Reels can be various things. Some of them have audio. Some of them will just, most have audio or music, but they can just be, pictures or, a picture / video with running text. Let me give you, and we're going to jump into reels today.
I want to ask one quick little question and not hog this. So when I go to Instagram,
Heidi, this is here for you, girl. So don't you worry. You're good.
When I go to Instagram, there's a Heidi there that is not me in my profile saying
Easy to dream about what you want.
Sorry.
But in between.
Start this. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know how to correct it. I go to Instagram and it's not me on my profile. It's a different Heidi. And I don't know how to correct that. And it's not a girl that I would want to be associated with.
When you say you go to your Instagram.
Yeah, when I go over and watch Vandy and I look at myself, is not you? It's not me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that looks like we need to do a little Columbo on that and do some research because
it's scary because she's not somebody I want to be associated with. And I'm like, I don't know anything really about, or very little about social media. And I just get off of Instagram real quick, never comment because it's this other person.
Okay. So what we're going to need to do either after this or whatnot, we need to look at your Instagram. And maybe if we have a few minutes at the end, I'll have you share your screen from your phone, join. Like I'm on my computer doing this today, but I actually also joined from my phone, and that's what the screen you're seeing, because I'm actually going to walk you through stuff. So you're telling me this is your Instagram, this is my Instagram profile. You're telling me when you go to your profile, It's not you?
Yeah, that circle of you and your wife is a different Heidi.
So how can that be your Instagram account then, is my question.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we need to figure that out. Okay, that's a great, that's definitely a place we need to start. Actually, profiles, starting and auditing your profiles, so you're actually right in line with where we need to be. Did somebody else have a question as well? Flo, were you going to ask a question? Or are you good? You're
No,
muted.
I was just gonna comment, this thing about reels. I just did one that it was like, what's the latest buzz? And then I just quoted what it's in the scripts. And all of a sudden, what's great about the reels, and it's amazing, is that from Facebook, people might see it, but these are people that are saying that they like it, so they start following them. So
Yes.
that is incredible. I just want to make that comment, and then you're going to talk about reels. So what is the best way to approach those people in the reels?
Okay, awesome. Great question. If we don't answer that as we go through today, bring it back up. Okay. All right. If you have other questions, DM me or drop them here in the chat box. This is being recorded. This is all going to be available to the team in a long form video like it is right now. And then we're actually going to take these and probably piece these together. And these are all these trainings we're doing in social media helps are going to be in the team.ceo website, which should be up in in September. Because we're getting serious about making sure you're masters of networking and masters of marketing. Okay, so you can crush and master your business. Okay, next, this kind of leads to Heidi's issue. Whatever platform you're using now, the two platforms I use the most are Instagram, and then secondly, and I mean equally, Facebook. Right? So this is my Facebook profile right here. I use Facebook and Instagram the most, and then probably my third would be TikTok. Okay. So those are the three that I use.
The doctor. I got good news. Doctor said I was a beast.
We're going to be hearing, we're going to have to try to manage sound here. And there's always a little delay. But what I want to talk about today, the easy thing, here's the easy thing. Maximize and audit. I should say audit. You know what an audit is? An audit is to take an evaluation, right? To make sure things are the way they should be. Audit your profile. Okay. I actually I audited part of my profile today. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to do that really quickly. Because you can make changes on the fly. You want to audit your profile. Your profile is what people see from you, right? So if you're like, well, I'm creating all these videos and everything, and it's like, but nobody's reaching. I don't have anybody talking to me. Well, again, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to follow. You're going to have to make the connection from your content and marketing, and you're wanting that to feed over into your networking. It is your responsibility. If people aren't watching your video and then just DMing, and when I say DM, direct message, right? Messaging you directly and saying, Heidi, I want to buy what you got right now. Well, then you got to start at the next best step. And that is, well, who thumbs up, loved, commented, anything. And if they didn't do that, well, then maybe who looked at it. And if they didn't do that, well, then you got to keep on creating content and go until somebody does, right? But the whole idea for most of us, okay, is create content that is engaging, inspirational, educational, entertaining, one of the above, all of the above, any of the above, and then create new contacts, new leads from that, who then we engage, create conversations, and we start networking with them. And then at some point, well, we network with them, we nurture that relationship, and then at some point we say, are you interested in working with me? Boom. Okay. Okay. So your profile before is content, by the way. If somebody finds you from some method, Clubhouse or whatever, or a post or a reel or a story, they're going to come to your profile. So that's the first piece of content you need to have. Okay. You need to have you need to have a darn good picture on there. Okay. That's a darn good picture of me. Okay. You want to have great lighting, and I'm not going to go through we're going to create a video. So I've already created a video, actually a training. I just need to load it, called How to Audit Your Facebook Account, how to audit your Facebook profile. Okay. 10 simple things to do. But today I just want to cover and make sure that you are aware of your profile, aware of your picture, aware of your description. I mean, if you saw me right here on my Instagram profile and you spent 5 seconds, you're going to get an idea about who I am, why I'm here, what I do, and an initial reaction. An initial reaction, and that's either going to be yes or no, meaning that, like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm happy being here. Who is this dude? Or a no, absolutely not my vibe. I'm out. Right? Now, if it's a yeah, if it's a no, that's okay, by the way. I'm not looking for everybody. I'm looking for my divine customer, as Anne would call it, and I'm looking for my ideal business partner. So I want to be weeding out. I don't want this, this profile shouldn't be everybody come here, everybody's going to love this, everybody. No, listen, if you look at my profile, who am I talking about? One word, who am I looking for? If you spent 5 seconds on here, you would know. Who am I looking for? Woman. I'm looking for a woman, right? So if you're a woman, that's the first thing that's going to jump out at you. By the way, I've done that strategically. So you need to make sure that you're speaking to your target audience, who you want to be serving and helping, right? Okay, so just look at your profile. Make sure that it's inviting. Make sure that it's going to be a yes to your clients, or to your partners, your new customers, your business partners, and make sure. And here's the other thing I want to say about profile. Make sure they have a way of moving on. Now, not very many people are going to move on. I'm going to tell you that's why it's called a funnel. Okay, right? But make sure they can move on. Make sure there's something they can click to get a hold of you. And I mean, other than just messaging you. Obviously, they can message you. At least, do you say, hey, if you're a woman, like, hey, if you're an energetic woman, if you're an ambitious woman, DM me. Click the message button, right? Is there a link that they could click on to get a hold of you? And there is right now. You see on mine, it says join now. I'm actually going to change that because I've been auditing it today. And I was auditing my whole profile today, and my battery died, so I lost it. Not the whole profile, but my little explanation. Okay. But if they were to click that link, you see where it says join now. Okay. If they were to click that today, it's going to be let's talk. Hey, let's talk with that arrow. Okay. And they're going to go, but if they were to click that link, they would be able to get a hold of me by filling out a wellness survey or a money and business survey. And those of you on Rapid Funnel know that clicks right into my Rapid Funnel app. Do you know I've actually had people go from Clubhouse listening to me to my Instagram profile, because that's where people in the past always went, in Clubhouse, to my link tree. That's what you're seeing. So to my Instagram profile, to my link tree, to the money and business survey, to they bought product from me. And I never even, and they went all the way through the money and business survey, and I never even knew until that point. So it's a funnel, right? You want to have this funnel up and running. So any quick questions you have about your profile that you want to ask while we're here? I mean, it's apropos, and I can handle a question or two.
Does that link tree cost money?
Yes, it
It's
does.
a monthly.
It is a monthly, but I'm going to show you that you can actually use the CEO Pro app. The Rapid Funnel app has a similar function. So I just learned about it. So I'm going to be getting rid of my link tree here as soon as I get that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But here's the deal. For at least now, at the very least right here, you should have a link where people can either okay, buy product from you. Okay, that's going to be few and far between, but if somebody wanted to buy, do they know how to buy product from you? That's why Linktree is nice, because on Linktree, you could say, here's the, go to my Linktree. Hey, here's how I help you. Go to Linktree. On Linktree, you can have your shopping cart link, your wellness survey link, your money business survey link, your join my book an appointment with me link. Get a calendar.com, a calendar.com account, or a Calendly. I use calendar.com. That allows you to create a link, and they can book appointments into your calendar based on parameters that you've created, right? So you need to have on your profile a link where somebody can do something to get something, get a hold of you, book an appointment, buy a product, see 5 other links, right? Or whatever, right? But that needs to be a part. Awesome question, Heidi. Any other questions about your profile?
Will Rapid Funnel do the above what you just mentioned? Like, can I put in my Acuity calendar?
I believe it can. I'm working on that. In fact, we do a training tonight, but yes, I'm pretty sure it can.
Ooh, good.
So yeah, beautiful. It's called the business card in Rapid Funnel, by the way. And I just learned about it. So, all right. Any other questions? 5 seconds. If you have a question, I'd love to handle it. Okay. So we're talking about now. This is you have a profile in every one of the social media accounts you have. So make sure that every one of those accounts has the necessary information. And maybe maybe you make sure that they're congruent with each other, that they're in alignment, right? Like, does your LinkedIn account, is it in alignment? Is your profile in alignment with what is on your Facebook or your Instagram? In other words, if somebody goes to all of those, are they going to get the same person? Okay. And can they find you from any one of those? In other words, well, maybe on your Facebook, you just want to have everybody go to your Instagram account. Hey, for any, get my special offers and put your Instagram handle on your Facebook profile so that everything's kind of funneling back to Instagram. Does that make sense? You got to make sure that there are open doors so people can get things done. Okay. All right. That's our profile audit for the day. I want to spend a little time, just a few minutes, and talk about one of the functionalities of your Instagram profile. And it's right up here. You've got my Instagram profile right here. And it is the highlights section. Okay. The highlights section. The highlights section is just another, if somebody wanted to take the shortcut to find out who you are, find out why you're here, find out how you do what you do, find out who you're here to help, find out what you're selling, right? Any of those, all of those, they would go to highlights instead of going and watching every single one of your pieces of content, right? I mean, that's an option too. But your highlights are these, do you see these blue circles here? Right there, kind of right above all my content, all my posts, all my reels, those blue circles. Now, I created those blue circles, okay? They can be whatever picture you want. Now, these are highlights from your stories, okay? From your stories. So if you've created stories in the past, you can pick any of the pages of those past stories. Instagram has them, it has them logged. And I'm going to show you how to create a highlight today. So first of all, we're going to go to highlights. Now, and you can see I have highlights and I've got keywords. So if somebody comes here and they've heard me talk about collagen, what are they going to do? And they're interested in collagen. They're going to click on the collagen highlight because it's the fastest way to find out about collagen. Or if they're interested in, oh, your story, that sounds intriguing, or glow, or one person, or affirmation, right? They might click on those. Now, I'm going to tell you, I need to change and make my highlight hooks better. Because why would somebody go to a highlight? If a word on there intrigues them, and that word would fill the definition of a hook, right? So collagen, and by the way, these are all really short. You can see I can't put a long heading in these highlights. So it's got to be short and to the point. I'm satisfied with collagen. I like that one. Your story, maybe. I haven't decided if I like that. Glow, I don't, but I know I need to change one person and affirmation, and I'm probably going to change glow. Like I need to redo all those things. Okay. So don't think like you got to have everything, but you're going to go to highlights and you're just going to scroll and push those to the left. I just held on to my left, and you see how I have now a little circle and it says new. You can actually go and create a new highlight. So I'm going to show you really quickly how to do that. I'm going to hit the plus button. And what this is doing is this is going, and now it's giving me a like an album of a ton or all of my past stories. Okay. These are all of my past stories on Instagram. And it's starting with the most recent down at the bottom. So the most recent story, the most recent page I did was that one in the bottom right-hand corner, by the way. Okay. So if I click on it, it's going to highlight it and it's going to check mark it. And it's going to make sure that that is the first page of my highlight. Well, let me actually show you one of the highlights so you get an idea. So I'm going to show you collagen. I'm clicked on the collagen highlight. And I've got the sound down, okay? But you can see that this is a story on collagen I did. And look at the top, you can see how many pages that is. This is like 15. Look at the little bars at the very, very top. The little kind of segments, they're all kind of light gray or whitish. But as you see them, they turn into a dark white or a dark gray as you're watching them. So I'm going to tap on the right side of the screen and just advance. So I'm just skipping pages. So you can see that this is a collagen story that I did a while back. It's got a video of me with my captioning, closed captioning. It's got a picture there that the company did. It's got a little bit of the Dr. Zand video. Only about 15 seconds. DM me if you want to see the entire video. It's got another picture that says my personal results. Then I've got my pictures in there and my next picture and my next picture and my next picture. And now it's got an invitation. Look, it says, I'm going to invite you. This is a call to action, right? This is a call to action. So that's the last couple of pages. I'm explaining how they can be part of my consumer trial. This is actually, a couple months old. It also showed how they could click. There was, by the way, did you see that? There was a link there with arrows going to it. And what is that for? If I click on that link, by the way, it's going to take them to my shopping cart. You see that? Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea about what I did in that highlight, or what I originally did in that story. Okay. Now, one thing I want to tell you, that could have been, I could make that as long as I want. I could have 100 pages, like 100 little stories. I could also have stories from different times. So it's not like I'm taking, the story I did on just this day. Like, I can pick and choose all kinds of stories to put in there, but I want you to notice what I did. I kind of have a hook, and the hook was, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about collagen. And then I had the story or the content, right, which was all the information I wanted them to know about collagen and my experience, right, and my pictures. And then there was a call to action. Hook, story, call to action. there was something that they could do with that information. And it was DM me if you want to be on a trial of the product. I had another call to action, which was, here's a link if you want to buy the product directly. Boom. All right. Do you kind of see that? Like, if people are going to come here, I want to tell them the best story I can, hook, story, call to action. So knowing that, I'm going to go back, I'm going to create new highlight, and now I can just look at all of these stories, right? So I'm going to think these are all these stories. This shows the date, August 24th, August 23rd, August 22nd. So it's showing me when I did these stories. I could choose any of these, okay? But again, if I'm going to create a highlight, this highlight better have a purpose. Like, you better get to know me better. Like, I could have a highlight about who is Seth, right? Who am I? That could be the title of the highlight. And then it could be a bunch of these different stories about me. Oh, here's me with my daughter, right? Here's me and my daughter at a country rock concert. Boom. I could do those. And let's see, more about me. Oh, there I am in the pasture, right? These are some of the stories about my life. And then, oh, here's a story about, me making blackberry pie. And well, here's a little story about me and my business. I can put, do you see what I'm saying? I'm putting together all these little pages, single papers, into a book, but they all kind of have a theme, right? And that is, who is Seth? And then if I was going to do this really good, maybe I'd also want to make sure that one of those in there said, hey, I would love to, this is more about me. I would love to know more about you. Click the link below to book a virtual cup of tea with me. And I'd love to know more about you. If you're an entrepreneurial woman who's health-minded, ambitious, or mission-driven, I'd love to know more about you. Would you give me the privilege of doing an interview? Click the link below for my calendar. Do you see how I can take a story and just some random content, and maybe at some point, 3 months down the road, right? Somebody is on my highlights, because now 3 months down the road, I have more people coming to and doing traffic, right? More people seeing me, and somebody's like, oh, who's Seth? I want to know. Oh, and it just happens to be a 45-year-old woman who's at a crossroads in her life. She happens to be wellness-minded, mission-driven, ambitious, and she's looking to do something different. And she's like, this Seth guy seems like a cool guy. Let me book an appointment. But I had to lead her along. Does that make sense? So that is how you create a story, highlight. So I'm actually going to create the highlight. I'm not going to keep this here long term, but I hit next. After I hit next, it's going to put all those pages that I just selected in order from first to last of how I chose them. I'm going to edit the cover. Okay. So I'm going to hit edit cover, and I can choose any photo I have. Okay. I could choose any of the photos from that highlight, or if I click on this picture button on the left, I can go now to my, what do you call it? My album, right? My photo album, and choose the specific picture. And now if I was creating a new highlight, I can tell you what I would do. I'm going to choose one of these blue pictures, and I'm going to put CEO women, right? That's the picture I'm going to choose for this highlight. I'm going to hit done, and then I would hit done, and that highlight, oh, I need to give it a name. I'm going to like, who am I? Who am I? And I'm going to hit add, and boom. That is the latest highlight. Do you see that? I just populated and created a new highlight today. That's how easy it is, by the way. So here's what I recommend. I recommend, number one, homework from today, create one highlight. Don't overthink it. Don't try to perfect it. Just get a highlight that is relevant to you and your business, about you, about your why, about your hobbies, right? About a passion of yours. A passion could be any of the 3 to 5 things that you talk about in your social media. It could be about a product. Cool. That's cool too, right? We're cool. It could be an invitation to do the business. Any of those things. It could be about collagen, but get one of these up. That's the beginning step. Step 2, and make sure as you do that, ideally you want to have a hook. In other words, have something interesting, because if it's not interesting, people aren't going to continue to watch it. Have the story. In other words, tell them what you want to tell them. And number 3, have a call to action at the end at the end of that story / highlight. Okay. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to press that highlight. I'm not going to click on it. I'm going to press it and hold it down. And it gives me the option at any time. I could edit that highlight, by the way. I could send it to somewhere. I could turn that highlight into a reel. I could actually create a highlight link, folks. I could create a link to that highlight and then post that in my stories. So like maybe today, I really want to focus on collagen, and maybe my call to action is going to be, here's more about collagen, and boom, they can click that link, the link from my story to the link, to the highlight I created about collagen. So I can kind of keep, like if they're going through one door of my hotel and I'm going to keep them in a revolving door and send them to another room, right? One piece of content leads to another. So that's kind of cool. I could also delete it, which is what I'm going to do, because I was just showing you how to do it. I delete that highlight and now it is gone. Pretty cool, huh? Now let me show you something. I did a little tweaking on my highlights today because I was watching people. I'm saying, wow, I don't really like the way my highlights are looking. And I'm going to show you what they looked like earlier today. This is what my highlights looked like earlier today. Okay. So I just get a picture of this in your mind. You're going to Seth Mulder for the first time and just kind of zero in on the highlights. Okay. You kind of see there. Now I'm going to take you back to my current profile. You see what I changed? I changed the profile picture. I changed the highlight pictures so that they're all the same, because for whatever reason, I kind of felt like this didn't really pop to me. And a lot of the influencer accounts that I'm following, they do something like this, where the picture is more about a style, right? And a feeling, as opposed to the highlight of the actual, because all those things are so different, and it just kind of didn't speak to me. I love the blue. It talks to the woman I want to talk to, right? Does that make sense? So that's just a change I made today. Okay. It was very easy. I had these 4 photos, and I just, and I was actually just going to do a color, by the way. I was just going to do them all blue. But then I realized, I've got the CEO logo. I'm just going to bring in that CEO women, right? Well, the CEO women's more about my story. CEO activated is more about the product and collagen. So you kind of, now this is a minor detail. Not very many people are going to notice that, but I'm just kind of being really true to my brand. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Any questions about highlights? Highlights is kind of our middle of the road, kind of intermediate action. Any questions about highlights?
I have a question, Seth.
Yeah.
The highlights, you can only add your reels,
Stories.
and that's it, right? You can only add your stories into the highlights, right?
Yes, only content that you've actually posted as a story. So if you want to put something on there in a highlight, like you're thinking right now, oh, I love all of this, but I need the call to action. So I need to record a quick video to be the call to action. Well, here's what you do. You upload that as a story, right? And then what you do today is you create a new story around that. Like create a new story, put that, like maybe put a new hook, a new content, and this new one piece, right? A call to action that you want, and utilize. I mean, if it's going to be good content, put it up as a story today. right? And then you can actually just take one of those pieces from today's story if you want to put it in a highlight. But yes, it's only coming from past or from stories that you've put in at some point. Okay. Great question. Any other questions about highlights? Okay, let me say this. Your stories, your posts. So I'm really talking right now about your stories in Facebook, your stories in Instagram, your posts in Facebook, your posts in Instagram, your posts in LinkedIn. All of those are basically only going to your network. They're only going to the people who follow you or who you are friends with or you are connected with, okay? And in fact, they're only going to a very small percentage of any of those people. And that's determined by the algorithm, right? The formula, right? Like I've got 6,200 followers on Facebook, okay? My post does not go to, 6,200 people don't get fed my story from Facebook. Facebook might only show it to 30. And if those 30 like it, or if a bunch of those 30 like it, then it's going to say, oh, well, 30 of people liked it. Let's throw it out to 50 more. And if they don't like it, then guess what? Facebook's going to scale back and not show it to as many people. Okay. So it's like they have a determining formula called the algorithm, which determines how many of those followers, and it's always a really small percentage. So how does something go viral? Well, all those stars have to align that the original people that that Facebook showed it to, your followers or friends, liked it crazily, and they clicked on it or liked it so much or commented or shared it or did all of the above or watched it again and again that Facebook said, okay, next level 2. We're going to send it to the next level and then level and level. This happened to Stephanie and I 5 years ago when we did the baby mama dance, when we were 40 weeks pregnant with Ruth, and we did a video at 11:30 at night, the baby mama dance, and we both danced that baby out of her, actually, pretty much. But what happened was we went live with that video, and Facebook showed that to, of the 6,000 followers we had or 5,000 followers we had and friends, it showed it to a small group. Well, guess what? That group loved it, shared it, watched it. And so Facebook said, this is trending. Boom, next level. Boom, next level. Boom, next level. And so we had like 5,000 views in 3 days. Right. And we in fact had a friend that and people were commenting on it, right? Loving it. Oh, this is great. Oh, love it, right? This is going crazy as we're going through labor and all this stuff and getting ready for labor. And I'm giving Stephanie foot rubs and like this thing's blowing up for us. And I had a friend just like, this is the only thing on my feed. What that meant was Facebook just kept on recycling and putting that back on her feed and onto other people's feed and other people's feed, because people liked it. Does that make sense? So now that is your posts and your stories. Reels, which is what we're going to do now, and we're almost out of time, so I'm going to kind of cut back what I talked about, but Reels don't work like that. Your short form videos have a different process. They don't go to your friends immediately. I mean, it's not limited by your friends. They have a different formula, a different algorithm that determines where those videos are shown. But I can tell you that they get exposure to a lot more than just your own friends. So if you're looking to expand the people that know you, if you're looking to widen, build more floors on your marketing tower, you want to spend time in Reels because they're going to expose you to more new people faster. Okay. So let's get ready to talk about Reels. Hold on, give me just. All right, yeah. All right. So let's jump in and talk about Reels. And in fact, I don't want to, what I want to do is ask you, how many of you, drop in the chat if you, okay, so Heidi, quick question about when you say your stories, is it both your Insta stories or both Facebook stories and Insta? So here's what I do. Let me show you what I do. So if I go to create a new story, okay. So these are my stories from today, by the way. You can see I've got about 8 pages of stories up today. I've posted at various times. Stories are only up for 24 hours, folks. Okay, so I want to make sure I'm on top of that. And I'm not on creating stories all day long. I had a little flash of inspiration when I was down at the barn today. And so I created this story. Okay. By the way, you'll notice, what did I do on that story? You might not put the sound on, but you're still going to get the message of this story. If you're creating video, caption your videos. The numbers are crazy, but it's something like 76% of people who watch videos, some crazy number, they don't listen with sound on. So if you're doing videos, and by the way, you should be doing videos, people need to see you. Get out, step out, makeup, no makeup. I don't care what you're wearing, just get out and do videos. People are buying you anyway, so don't be afraid. They're going to buy the real you, not the fake you. Okay. And if you don't show them you, then they're going to buy from somebody else. Okay. So this is my story from today. Here's what I do, Heidi. I'm going to hit, let's say I want to do a new page on the story, top left-hand corner, hit the plus button. And now it's going to allow me to either create a video here. So it's loaded. There's a little lag, but okay, I can make a video here, blah, blah, blah. Or bottom left-hand corner, I can click my album and I can click on, oh, here's a little collagen video, collagen. So if I wanted to post this to my story right now, not post it, if I wanted to add this to my story, bottom left-hand corner, bottom right-hand corner, sorry, hit the, now, if I want to make any edits, I can do the edits and stuff, and we're not doing that today, but I just hit the arrow, bottom right-hand corner, and look at this. I've programmed this, so anytime I upload an Instagram story, you see that highlighted box, it's going to add to and my Facebook story, because I have different people there. So it is very rare, if at all, that I only do one, right? Like if I'm going to add, I'm going to add it to both. Okay. So make sure you're doing that. It's just, it's easy to do both. Okay. And then I watch, because I have different people watching those stories. My Instagram audience is not my Facebook audience. Okay. So that's just something easy that I do all the time. Great question. All right, so let's go to Reels. Reels are short videos. What I'm going to do today is I want to give you, I want to invite you to make Reels. How many of you, drop in the chat box, how many of you are making Reels? Okay, how many of you making Reels? So let's, here's what I'd like you to do. Put in the best guess. How many Reels have you done in the last month? Last 3 months. I'm gonna say I've probably done 15 or 20. Okay, so I'm ramping up. I'm wanting to do more. But how many Reels would you say you've done in the last 3 months? Guess. We're just trying to get an idea. I'm at 20. Okay, Vivian, 5 to 10. Awesome. So again, here's the deal about Reels. You're going to get to an audience that you're not going to get to any other way. Here's why you want to do that. Okay. So, okay, Heidi, you're going to start creating Reels, right? We're starting right now. So what I'm going to do on a regular basis, especially during this social media power hour, and as we get more sophisticated and deeper, Florence is 5 to 10 Reels. Nice job. As I get deeper and we get further ahead, I'm going to start, we're going to like do a reel. We're going to do these media power hours. We're going to be focusing on Reels. Like here's a reel, here's a reel, here's a reel. Here's how we can do it. Here's how we're going to create it. This is one of the fastest ways to get new audience. Okay. It's fun, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the top. I'm going to show you how to create a reel and give you some suggestions today. Top right-hand corner, the plus sign. Okay, here's what I can create. It is fun, Heidi. It is fun. Sometimes it's also unnerving. Sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes I way overthink it, and I'm just like, just put it out there. Just put it out there. Okay. I'm going to hit reel. So I touch reel. Okay. And the first option it's going to give me is like, oh, I'm making a video. Here I am. La, 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 la. Okay. Now, let me show you a little trick. I don't know about you, but sometimes I really like this effect. Okay. This effect. Oh, it didn't like what I was doing. Zoom did not like what I was doing. Hold on. Let me go back to sharing. So I like this blurred effect. Any of you else like this blurred effect that I've got on my background right now? Okay. I like that. Well, how do you create that when you're doing a video on Reels on Instagram? I'm just going to show you really quickly. If you're on an iPhone, okay, everything I do is on iPhone. If you're on Android, there's usually a workaround, or there's so much of the similar functionality, but I can't vouch for it. Okay. So here's what you do on iPhone. Top right-hand corner of your phone, you're going to hold your finger from the top and you're going to drag it down. And you're going to get this menu. Okay. So I didn't tap. I was off of the phone, for example. I'm off of the phone and I'm going to drag my finger down, top right-hand corner, dragging down motion. And I get this menu. It's got all this kind of stuff, right? Top left-hand corner. Do you see where it says video effects portraits? Video effects portrait. Well, this is controlling the camera functionality when the camera is on Instagram. Okay. I didn't even know about this. I had to ask, I asked a lady in another company who I follow, and I said, how did you do that video effect? And she sent me a tutorial. Okay. So I can either turn it on or off. When it's off, then it's just normal camera. But when it's on, anytime I'm videoing in my Instagram account, it's going to blur that background. So my body pops. Okay. Just kind of a little interesting effect. Okay. So here we are at a reel. Now, oh, let me do this. I'm going to teach you how to do the easiest reel. And here's how we're going to do it. So I'm going to go first. I'm going to hit the hamburger at the top of my reel, and I'm going to invite you to do one of the reels that I'm going to throw out at you today. Okay. Learn how to do it. So top right-hand corner is what I call the hamburger, right? It's a bun and a burger and a bun. Okay. Mine would be like a triple burger and it would be meat, but if yours is vegan or tofu, that's cool too. I'm all good with that. Okay. So the hamburger, top right-hand corner, and this is going to give me a menu in Instagram. Whole bunch of stuff I can do. I'm going to go to saved. Okay. And here's why I go to saved is because when I see reels that I like, I save them so that I can recreate them. Okay. Or so that I can train off of them, or I can do something with them. So I'm going to go here to all posts. These are all the posts that I have done. Okay. And I'm going to actually turn my sound on because I want you to see them. I'm going to show you one simple reel that I did recently. Okay. So when there's a reel that speaks to me, I'm like, I love it. I love the way it made me feel. It made me laugh. I love the idea that it gives me, because I'm like, oh, they were doing this for realty. I could do this for mentoring, for recruiting in the business. I could use this for collagen. I could use this for biohacking, right? I could use this for activation, right? I just have to change and make it mine. So I'll save these, or I save dance ones because dance ones are super popular. Like if you like to dance, work dance into your reels. They work. People love dance, but this is a super easy reel. Okay. I'm going to turn it on. I don't know why I don't have sound here. I don't have sound because I didn't share sound on this. So, okay. This is going to make it a little more difficult. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. You're going to lose some of the effect, but we'll just deal with it. So this actually is, if you go to my Instagram account and you go to my reels, you'll see that I did this reel. Okay. I actually did this reel because I loved it. And all it is this girl on the left of your screen with an incredible voice singing this song by Sia, I'm Unstoppable, right? That's it. And this dude on the right is like, I'm going to remix it and I'm just going to lip sync it, right? That's all this reel is. But something about the music moves me here. And I liked this reel. So I decided to remix it. So I'm going to show you how to remix it. Bottom, well, there's a couple of ways. Bottom right-hand corner, the 3 dots, dot, dot, dot. I click that. Oh, just kidding. Sometimes it'll be there. If it's not there, it'll be here. See where it says try remix? Try remix, bottom left-hand corner. Try remix. So if I click try remix, it's going to say, well, how would you like to do this? Beside original video. And boom, there we are. Okay. So what's going to happen is I hit the record button at the bottom of my thing, and it's going to give me it's going to play her and her sound. Okay. But it's going to record my video, right? And this is going to be a little hard because I can't hear her, right? And so you're going to kind of lose the effect, but just imagine that she's, the music's going. And so she starts singing and there's a little lag here, and we've got Wi-Fi issues, but just imagine she's singing. I just start lip singing, right? And that's all I did for this remix is I just recorded this, tried to match my voice with the music that was coming out. Like if you like karaoke and lip syncing, this is going to be really easy. And you might have to do several takes. So I hit done. Might take several takes to get it done the right way. Listen, it's going to take a lot of takes until you get the hang of it, and that's okay, but just deal with it, okay? Let's say I recorded it. Now I hit next, and boom, it's going to show me and actually play that for me on how it works. Now, it's not showing perfectly because of Wi-Fi right now, okay? But then I could hit next. So basically here, let me go back. In this situation, if I edited it perfectly, I just hit next and go. If I didn't, I'm going to hit edit clips in the bottom. Edit clips in the bottom, and it's going to throw that video that I recorded up there, and I can actually crop that video. Oh, you see this? See how I'm actually I can crop my video to make sure it starts at the right time. And now, boom, now we're going to go with it. And that's what we got. I like that. If I wanted to add music to this, I've got all this menu up top. I can add captions. I can add text. Here's one text I'm going to recommend you add, and it's going to be on your reels, type in C caption. Okay. You want people reading you want them to watch the reel. That's the hook in the story, but then they got to get to the rest of the story, right? Why did you create this reel? Does that make sense? And then you want to have a call to action at the bottom of that. If you get a whole bunch of people liking your video, but nobody goes to the caption and clicks on the link to DM you, then maybe you got a few followers and maybe it makes you feel really good because you got some likes, but how did it promote? Like bottom line, right? Over time, bottom line. Okay. Does this make sense? So I would write a caption in here. I'd write my caption. I put some hashtags in, hashtags that I create. Like I'm always putting hashtag creating entrepreneurs online. That's our team, right? Every post I do just almost has creating entrepreneurs online. Hashtag CEO women on the move. And then I might also put something relevant to this video. Hashtag unstoppable. Hashtag invincible. Hashtag Sia. Sia is the singer of that song, the writer, the artist, SIA. Like I want maybe somebody looking at her hashtags is going to watch my video, right? I want to get that traffic. So I might put some hashtags in there that are relevant to that video. And then I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to populate. Now, it's not going to send my video over there to Facebook, by the way. I've got to port them over and take it over and recreate it in Facebook. It's not like your stories. So a lot of the reels I can create in Facebook as well, but Instagram's the hottest reel place right now. So if you're only going to choose one, do it in Instagram, okay? If you're going to choose 2 or 3, do Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Okay. So Heidi, you asked a question. What caption did I use? Well, let me show you. I'm actually going to show you how I use that. I'm going to go. Okay. Hey, is Isaac here? Oh, can you send one of the girls down? He's probably working and he's going to do his haircut first. Thanks, hon. All right. So you can see my reels. Sorry, we got chaos going here. Here's what happens when you don't tell your son that he has a haircut, but he has a haircut. Some days you win or you learn. So anyway, let me show you this, Heidi. Here's my reel. Now watch this. You can see I'm listening to the music. I'm breathing in, I'm feeling it in. I'm loving how this music starts. And then I start singing with her. And what I did is I actually did tapping because it just made sense to me, right? Because this is like a neuro tool for me. So I'm tapping each line of that song. I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. I'm unstoppable today. Boom. That's it. Okay. I tapped it. That was it. Pretty easy. Now, here's the cool thing about remixing this. It didn't take me a lot of time. I didn't really have to create a lot. Don't want to do this all the time, but you can remix some. So I like throwing this in there. I probably remixed maybe 2 or 3 reels is all, but it's an easy way to start. Okay. Notice this. I added to it. I made it my own. Let this sink in, right? Like I made this reel better than the one he did, and it wasn't that hard. Then I said, see caption, right? Now, if they click on the caption, here's what they get. Here's my story. Here's the message. The video is the hook. If it's interesting enough and I hook them into the content and the see caption is a hook, the words of this song are a powerful neuro tool. Every woman I know needs to know who she is, what she's capable of creating and becoming. Neuro tools like this can help us unlock the truth about ourselves and help us to reach our potential. DM me neuro tool, call to action. If you'd like to see more tools like this that I use with successful women entrepreneurs all around the world. Okay. Now, nobody called me yesterday and said, Seth, I want to be one of those successful women entrepreneurs that but at some point they might, right? When it's marketing, I've got to do this 10,000 times to find that one woman. Does that make sense? Right? But it's a constant message. If you're Dr. Seuss, how many times are you going to write? How many times are you going to make sure that your name is on the book? It's going to be on every book, right? It's going to be on every book because at some point somebody's going to say, who wrote this book? So I have a hook. I have the story, which is all about neurotools and self-belief. Like, you know, my avatar, I'm looking for an ambitious, successful, wealth-minded, health-driven woman who's looking for more. Boom, I'm talking to her. And I'm telling her, I have a tool. And by the way, if you want to know more, I gave you one for free. Here it is today. I demonstrated it. I hope you got more out of it. And if you want more stuff, I'll show you what I'm doing with the other successful women entrepreneurs I'm working with. That wasn't a call to action. That was just part of my story and who I am. Does that make sense? So, and then I put some hashtags in there. Unstoppable, invincible, see it, because those are bigger than me. And then my own, creating entrepreneurs online, CEO women on the move. And then other big ones, women empowerment, unlimited, powerful confidence, hoping that some of that traffic, some of the algorithms going to put this message in some of the other people. Now, metrics, 849 views on that since yesterday. I put that up. Okay. That's kind of in my slot. It's kind of predictable for me. It's not terribly low. It's not terribly high. It's just another day. It's just another day. It's another professional game for me. I did it. I showed up, and I'm going to create another one today and tomorrow. But I'll show you what I do, how to manage this. Okay. 849 people watched it. I don't know who they are, but I do know all of everybody who liked or commented it. So 16 comments. Okay. I can click on the comments, and I've got these people, and you can see they're making comments. These are all LifeVantage people, and I commented back and thanked them, right? Our very own Carol Lee, commented, and I commented back. Great. So I don't have any prospects in my comments. That's okay. I'll keep on watching that. I'm going to hit the likes. 50 people liked that. Okay. So, there's a person that is not currently in my funnel. Damien, good friend of mine. Oh, Megan. Megan's actually currently in my funnel and said she wanted to buy product, but she hasn't purchased yet. Okay. Alistair, he's part of our Hawaii team, actually. Good guy out of Florida. Tony's a CEO of a company, and he likes every single thing I put in, and he's actually CEO of a genetics company. Okay. So he's not in my funnel yet, but he's part of my nurturing. Does that make sense? There's going to be a time when I'm going to be ready to say, Tony, do you want to work together? Benito, same thing. Benito, he's not in the funnel, but he's going to be. Luke, family member, right? So I look through this, and I'm like, who in here is somebody that I could reach out to? And so here's how I use a reel. Anybody who engaged with my stuff, right? I'm going to reach out to them and say, and I have a copy and paste message. Hey, Heidi, Seth here. So grateful that you took the time. We're all busy. And so it means a lot to me that you took the time to blank, comment on my unstoppable reel, right? I super appreciate it. And I love to know more about what's going in your world. Like, I've already got that all typed out. It's keyboard replaced. So I just have to type it in, and all I have to do is, put the reel, right? The specific piece of reel. And I can send that to all of these people very easily, right? Any new person. So that's how I use this. Now, so I created the reel. I'm following up. Watch this. I'm going to go to my home button. Okay. My home button. This shows me, this is what Instagram is serving up for me. It thinks these are the people I follow or whatever. These are all these reels, right? But I want you to pay attention. What's in the top right-hand corner of my home button? Something you ought to know of. Number one, I have 3 unread messages in Messenger. Okay. That's if people are messaging me, I need to get back to them, right? 3 unread messages. So I should click on that. Also, do you see where it has a heart and a red button? That's engagement. When it has that red button there, that means that people have watched my stuff or commented on my stuff. So that's new stuff. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to say all of the new stuff. Okay. Tamar liked your story. Okay. Tamar's in LifeVantage. She liked one of my stories. Awesome. Oh, Be Well Shell started following you when? 1 hour ago. I don't know who Be Well Shell is. Let me click on that. Okay. She's a health and wellness website. Shelley Lambert. Interesting. I wonder who she is. You can tell she's building a business on Instagram though, can't you? Because you look at her profile and she's got her act together, right? She's got highlights, and you can tell really quickly from this, she's into gut health and wellness, nutrition, and hormone health. Interesting. She started following me. Now I'm going to go to her link. And here's why I'm going to go to her link. Because I'm going to go to her highlights. I'm going to click on supplements. Why? Because I want to know what she's selling. First thing I want to know is she in LifeVantage, right? Now, you tell me, is this girl in LifeVantage? No, she's not. Or she's in LifeVantage and she's new because she's been selling a different product, right? So this is super helpful information to me. I had somebody from another company who followed me. So here's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to click message, and I'm messaging this girl right now. Okay. I'm going to hit message, and I'm going to go watch this text replacement. I type in IG that stands for Instagram. F stands for somebody who followed me. And look what's already in there in the middle. See, it's trying to text replace for me. It's already predicting what I'm going to say. Boom. Hey, Seth here. Just wanted to say thanks a lot for your time and attention. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks for the follow. Looking forward to connecting and finding more about your world. Boom. I hit send. Okay. Now, I want to end this with a question. This is a new lead. She just saw it, by the way. So I'm going to hit love your profile. Love your profile. Boom. Looks like you really. Now, normally I do this voice text, but I can't because it's on Zoom and I'm sure. Looks like you really know your stuff. Here comes the question. How long, or no. How long is a good question? What drew you to educating / teaching?
Don't hit send because you've got Fred in there.
Thanks. What, Fred? Sometimes it's great if you make mistakes because they know that it's not copy and paste. Sometimes but what led you to educating, teaching in the wellness world? Question mark. Boom. Okay. So this girl came to me because she saw some of my content and started following me at some point. Also, any of my other new activity, I can mind and body, like my story. Okay, they liked another story. Oh, check this out. The bottom one there on the new activity, it says Benito, Olmillo, and Isa Dierneman, and 24 others liked your reel. Okay, so what this is saying is, since the last time I got an update, these two people, Benita and Isa, liked my reel. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. Boom. Okay, and it's saying new. Benita actually is the newest person who liked this reel. So I don't have to scroll through all of the people who liked my reel. The first time I tap on this in this update section, it's going to show me who's the newest, right? Now she's actually a member of our team. Okay, if she wasn't a member of the team, you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be seeing what her profile is, reaching out, messaging. Notice what I'm doing. I'm using all this marketing to then take it over to networking, because people are going to work with the people they know, like, and trust, right? And if we're just waiting for people to go through the funnel and click, I want to buy $1,000 from you, we're not going to look at this in the best way. Here's the other issue. Every single one of these people I've just talked to could make a reel today, get a new friend tomorrow, nurture them for a week, and then create sales within the month. Every single one of us could do that. And my passion is we're going to teach you how to do that. And we're going to teach you how to teach others to do that. And that's all network marketing is doing it, teaching others to do it, and teaching other people to teach other people to do it. Use the product. Teach other people to use the product. Teach other people to use the product. Teach other people to teach other people to use the product. Build a business. Teach other people to build a business. Teach other people to teach other people to build a business, right? See, so the marketing tower, the networking tower. Now, that is an example of, so what I'm going to invite you to do is one option today, and what I'm going to leave you with is you can make whatever reel you want, but if you go to my profile on Instagram and you like this reel, again, so just go get me, go to my reels, okay, and you click on this reel right here, guess what it's going to allow you to do? You can remix my reel, but it's going to look like this. Watch. So you click remix, click side by side, and I'm gone. All my text is gone, and it's going to be you in there. And maybe you're going to tap. Maybe you're going to rock out. Maybe you're going to pray. Maybe you're going to lip sync, right? Maybe you're going to add some caption. But this is a really, if this message, so go look at my reel with sound. And if it doesn't mean anything to you, don't do it. But if this touches you in some way, then it's easy for you then to share, okay? So you can remix this reel, or if you like one of my other reels, like this one. Yeah, gotcha. So this is one of my other reels. A bunch of reels that I'm creating right now are all about women entrepreneurs, okay? They're original content. I didn't use somebody else's sounds. I made all this myself. So you could actually remix this reel, Heidi, if you wanted to, and it would look, so I'm going to show you how to do that, right? And here's how you leverage some of the content that I'm creating to make it easy for you to create content, okay? You're curating the content instead of having to do everything original. So the bottom right-hand corner, the three buttons, the more button, click the more button. Do you see where it says remix there right now? It's found in a different place on this one, but you click remix, boom. You're going to remix the reel. You're going to do it beside the original video. And now here's what's going to happen. You would be here in the camera where I am in blue. And as you record this, you're going to have me speaking, me and the music and text, and you could be going simply like this. Because it's not going to hear you. You're not going to be speaking. You're like, yep. Oh, yep. Listen, this is the one, right? This is the one, right? Oh, yeah. Or you could even be putting captions above this, right? Or you could actually add text above this as you're listening. Like I've seen people remix reels like this. This is what they do. Yeah. All they're doing is pointing back to the other original content and kind of resharing. And then you could literally put some text above this, above both these pictures saying, my $1 million mentor dropping truth about women in business. You see what I'm saying? I mean, real becomes yours. It's not mine. You could do. I'm creating about 30 pieces of this content. Okay. Let me get rid of this Zoom. Stop the share. Okay. So I'm creating about 30 pieces of this women's content, and I'll show you exactly where I'm creating it from. I created a document. Here it is. I'm sharing my screen. It's my top talent search. This is the woman that my avatar, who I know I'm looking for. Who am I looking for? What is her pain? What does she want? What is the solution? And who am I? And what are people saying about me? By the way, Florence LaRocca, thank you for being one of these testimonials here in the bottom left-hand corner. I really appreciate it. Vandy Flake, thank you for raising Daisy up. Daisy is one of my testimonials on here as well, right? So I'm taking this piece of content that I created, and I actually shared this document and I'm testing it out, by the way, and I'm going to create a template so you can create one of these for you as well. All right. Or in the meantime, you can share mine and say, this is my mentor. This is the type of women that we're working with. If you want to know who we profiled, this is who we're looking for, right? If that matches your stuff. This is all marketing to lead to my network. So I have a CEO friend. His name's Lamont. He's not, I thought he was going to join with me. He ended up not. Then he got on somebody else's products. And so he's not taking our products, and I'm like, missed it. But then I'm like, dude, but I know he works with 80% women entrepreneurs. He's in the software business. And I said, Lamont, let me tell you who I'm looking for. Because we originally got talking and I told you I was going to help women. And that was one of the sticking points for you and your wife. But his timing changed over the course of our conversations. So I'm going to send you a document. I'll tell you exactly who I'm looking for, and maybe we can collaborate and find some of these women, right? And essentially, this is high-level referral. At a high level, I'm asking for referrals. We'll call it high-level networking. He's a CEO, not going to work with me right now. I sent this to him. He got back to me, said, wow, that's a nice flyer. That's a nice PDF, man. Then we did a call, and I said, yeah, here's what I'm doing. He's like, yeah, I love it. Da, 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 da. I said, I know we're not going to work together right now, but you might know this woman. And then I took 30 seconds and I explained, here's the woman I'm looking for. And I basically just pulled out a couple of these things. A woman who's in her, 30, 40s, 50, 35 to 55. She's done well at what she's done. She's a Florence LaRocca. Florence LaRocca was a vice president at Campbell Soup. My avatar's on this call right now, folks, right? And she was kind enough to add her testimonial at the bottom of this talent search. She's done well at what she's done. But she wants more. She actually wants a lifestyle and a living. And that's why Heidi's here. That's why Heidi White's here, right? So anyway, she's mission driven. Oh, that's why Vandy's here, because she's got a passion, blah, blah, blah. And I said, but she's at a crossroads. Lamont, 9 out of 10 women that you're working with aren't there, but 1 out of 10 is. I just want to be able to find that one. He's like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, so what do I do when I find these women? Like, what's the next step? Right. So anyway, what I'm telling you is I'm taking this document and I've created, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've actually created 5 reels. If you go look at my reels, the ones that I'm doing with my me with this background and almost the same music and the captions, I created 5 reels that are outlining this document. The first reel is about searching for top talented women. The second one is, how old are these women? 35 to 55. The third one is, these women are accomplished. They're accomplished in this industry, in this industry, in this industry, in this industry. They're ambitious. These women want more, right? Oh, the last one I did was health-minded, right? So I'm using this piece of content to go create a whole bunch of reels to find women like the girl, that health-related girl who's an entrepreneur who tagged into what I'm doing. Does that make sense? So you can use my content because we're looking for the same woman, right? But you don't have to create everything. So feel free to leverage some of that. All right. Whew. We did not get to everything I wanted. I wanted to show you 4 other options on Reels, but we covered a lot today. The homework is highlights. Oh, pardon me. Homework, easy. Audit your profile. Intermediate, make a highlight or audit and improve your highlights. Content creation, make a reel, remix a reel, do something like that. Start making reels often. Implement your strategy, hook, story, call to action. I got to get a haircut because my hairdresser is here. Actually, she comes to our house, and I didn't tell anybody she was coming, so everybody's probably a little miffed with me out there. But I would love to see if you have any questions, any Q&A, any comments you want to run back at me today about what we've covered.
I just want to comment in terms of the action that I have to take now. That the action that I'll be taking, it's much more focused and intentional. So then it turns into new leaders because I have to focus more in my content in networking as a business person, instead of a product person, but I do have to keep on doing the product, but I'll be focusing on that. And I know how to be more productive in regards to our reels and our posts. So thank you.
Awesome. Vandy.
Yeah, kind of the same thing. I just want to say thank you for the content. There were some things that I haven't been doing in my social media stuff, so that I'm going to start incorporating a little bit more. I love putting the call, read the caption in your reel. That is something that I always write a long caption, but I forget to do that call to action in there. And so, and then following back up with people that are just liking your things. It's amazing. And one of the other things I did today was making sure you tag people when you meet people, tag them and share them, because yeah, one girl met Frederick Penny, who's a billionaire, told her I want some of your children's books. So she messaged him the link thinking he would blow her off, and he bought it. And then he commented on another person's reel just barely because she had tagged him in it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't even tagged him in that. So making sure that you're paying attention to all of that was just, I mean, phenomenal information. And I love that document, Seth. I want that document.
Yeah, I do
Where do we
too.
find the document, Steph?
Thank you. Thank you for that. I will put it up and see if you tag, if you will, email me, sethmulder@gmail. If you want my top talent search, email me and I'll forward it on to you. You're welcome to do whatever you would like with that document. Future, I'm gonna help you create your own. In the meantime, leverage me. I'm your Upline Pro 10. Let's get you to wherever you want to be. 3, 5, 7, 10. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Heidi, where did I do that text replacement? Settings, general, keyboard. This is recorded. Settings, general, keyboard, text replacement. Settings, general, keyboard, text replacement, or just Google text replacement on my phone and it'll walk you through that.
What a time saver that is.
Thank you. Special, what's that? It's huge.
What a time saver that is.
It's huge. It is very huge.
So when Vandy and you all are doing the reel and you're having the text in there, you don't sit there and type that in. Are you copy and pasting it off of another thing? And how are you putting it in the reel?
How do I put text in the reel?
Uh-huh.
I am creating that and putting that there.
Right there at the time.
Yep. Here's what I'll do.
I'm so beginner, but
That's okay. That's okay. Start by just getting started. Maybe next week we will do. And in fact, if you go back, I think if you go back to maybe last week and fast forward to where we're talking about reels, I show you how to do that. But yeah, you can actually
okay.
text and you can add it. It's just like it's the same as doing it on stories, actually. So thank you. I got to get a haircut. We got a 6 o'clock meetup tonight about collagen, friends and family. And then 6:30 tonight, I've got Patrick Shaw, CEO of Rapid Funnel, our partner with the CEO app. I'm going to be doing a weekly training on here. Listen, we should have 1,000 people. If we have 1,000 people using the CEO app, like there is no better tool in LifeVantage, period, to share the ITT system with anybody. Like if you know of it, let me know. It doesn't exist. Like this is the #1 tool. Patrick Shaw had 15,000 people using this app, 15,000 people in his own company. Okay. So, I'm doubling down and I am going to be talking very, very much, on the CEO app, because it's the best $20 recruiting CRM that we have, and frankly, that exists in the industry. But most of us don't know some of the simple functionality. So we've got 20 weeks of training, and they're 15 to 20-minute trainings. So I'll see you in 45 minutes for that. That's just after meetup. I got to run because I'm supposed to eat, get a haircut, and pop my wife's neck in 14 minutes. Wish me luck.